let's put that aside. Can you believe Pete Hegseth is going to be the next Secretary of Defense? So I had a hard time wrapping my head around it last night, and now I love it. And then as I was wrapping my head around it, mostly thinking about how I can benefit from it, can I use this plane to go somewhere?
No.
No is the answer.
No.
I've been told that already. And then they hit me with Gates, and I'm starting to understand Greg's pirate analogy. And it reminded me of the 92 Dream Team. Remember, Harold?
I do.
When they assembled Magic, Mike, and Larry into one team, and no one's ever thought about that before. And now this is what you're looking at. You're looking at the Dream Team. They're assembling a constellation of stars, which I happen to know intimately.
So let's just get right into it. First, Biden and Trump met at the White House. Biden extended the hand to Trump, something Trump never did for Biden. I'm going to show you that House Republicans are threatening to imprison Fauci. Donald Trump's pick for the defensive secretary defense is insane and has really insane thoughts about women in combat. And then also, Donald Trump is teasing a third term. And though some are calling it a joke, I have some previous reporting that shows that this is not his first time talking about it. So let's just get right into it. Here's Donald Trump and Joe Biden meeting at the White House. I cannot believe this is happening.
Make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
So, I mean, why couldn't have Donald Trump have just done that for Biden? It could have saved the country so much pain and angst. It really is ironic that Donald Trump thought he needed to steal the election, because turns out the American people were happy to just give it to him. If he would have waited 4 years instead of trying to steal it, he could have just gotten in there fair and square like he did. And, I'm not sure what Biden and the administration could be doing differently than what they're doing right now. But I do feel like the tone of this transition is off. If Biden and Harris call Donald Trump a fascist, I believe that is true. Biden said that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, I believe. That is true. If those two things are true, then why are we treating him like he is not the enemy? Now, I don't think we should do what he did and try to stop the peaceful transfer of power. But I also don't think we should extend the courtesy that we do to people who are like, when he takes the oath to the Constitution, he is going to be lying. He is not there to defend the Constitution. He is there to piss all over it. So I don't know what he could be doing differently. Biden and VP Harris could be getting a little bit more creative on how they could be warning the American people the next 4 years what fascism looks like, what the rights of the American people are, what the right to protest is, what Donald Trump can and cannot do while in office. None of that's happening. This is not business as usual, in my opinion. Here is one example of how it's not business as usual. Here are House Republicans threatening to imprison a public servant real fast.
Yeah, please. What I'd like to see out of that is Anthony Fauci checking into the Gray Bar Hotel for a long period of time.
Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate it.
Now, that is not normal. This is not normal. That is not a normal thing to say to watch from prison. Anthony Fauci, because he did the best job he could with the information he had during COVID, and look at him just smiling like a smug piece of, we are in for a very tumultuous, chaotic 2 years until we have another election. I hope we have another election. I hate to go down that road. But, Timothy Snyder. If you don't know who he is, he's a reporter for the New York, had this great article about fascism. And I'll link to it in this description. And I just think that, if Donald Trump tried stealing the election, if Donald Trump rejected the election results, what is stopping Donald Trump from trying to remain in power? That's my question. So we have to remain vigilant, though. The only way to fight authoritarianism is with the truth. They are allergic to the truth. The truth is like holy water to them. So we have to keep shoving it in their face. And that's what this channel is going to be all about. Okay? And then here is Peter Heath, who is now the nominee for Secretary of Defense, has no business having that position. And he is a Fox News morning host. And here is what his thoughts are on women and combat.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated. We've all served with women and they're great. Our institutions don't have to incentivize that in places where not traditionally, over human history, men in those positions are more capable.
So be aware, this is the regression that is going to be happening. Because remember, K.E.T. Harris' campaign smartly was about, we are not going back. Because that is what the Trump administration project 2025 is all about, is about regressing American culture to a time when men were further in control, women were subservient, minorities were in their place, and white men were the most powerful. Now, I'm not sure if they will achieve that goal, but that is the North Star for them, and they want a Christian nationalist society. So things like this are why he is being picked. And another reason why these Trump cabinets are being selected is because they are going to be 100% subservient to Donald Trump. They're not going to be following the Constitution. They're going to be only answering to Donald Trump. And then I have here a quick quote saying, Donald Trump spoke earlier today to GOP leaders in the House. And he said, I suspect I won't be running again unless you say he's so good. We got to figure something out. Now, reporters, of course, are trying to say that this was a joke. But as we know with Donald Trump, he likes to say these things in a kind of offhanded way where it's maybe a joke, maybe he's serious, but it's a way for him to normalize it. And what he's doing right now is normalizing the idea of a third term for president. Now, of course, we have a constitution that says you only get two terms, but I don't know. We also have a Supreme Court that is completely in his pocket. And this is not the first time that Donald Trump has said this earlier this year. Trump said that he does not wish to have a third term and that he wouldn't be in favor, or that he wouldn't be in favor of challenging the Constitution amendment limiting presidential term 2 terms. But over the weekend, a few months ago, he suggested the possibility of an additional 4 years if he wins the 2024 election. He said in a quote, FDR, 16 years, almost 16 years. He was 4 terms. I don't know. Are we going to be considered 3-term or 2-term? You tell me, said Trump at the National Rifle Association convention in Dallas, prompting someone in the crowd to yell 3. And now I also think Donald Trump doesn't want to seem like a lame duck president, so he's going to want to dangle this in front of the media as much as possible, because it's also going to do the thing that we're doing right now, which is going to trigger us. But that's the thing, he should not be joking around about this, and it's going to have press written about it, and it's also, I think, going to make it so it seems he's a bit less of a lame duck, even though he is a lame duck president as he going into the second term. But, I think we just have to remain vigilant. And so, hopefully you're with me as we kind of start the fight against authoritarianism, which has come home to roost in America. And if you guys want to help boost this video and you enjoy, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments or just say, hi, thank you for your support. And until next time, I'll see you soon.